Hello. Today we are doing another Simply 10 episode, and I'm doing another top 10 list today, which I do pretty often, and this one is a little different than what I usually do, and that is because today I'm going to be looking at the specific 18 plus margin of sets. The 18 plus age range is a new age range that LEGO has introduced since the beginning of this year, and it hasn't been around for that often, but even since then, LEGO has actually come out with quite a few. I believe maybe 24, 25, somewhere around there. I'm not exactly sure what the number is, but there have been quite a few, and there are enough, in my opinion, to make a top 10 list for the top 10 18 plus sets in 2020. And I thought that this would be an interesting video to make because 18 plus sets are more geared towards the adult audience, and the adult audience is obviously a big part of the LEGO community. So I thought it'd be fun to, make like a video for the adult community in terms of like the top 10 sets out there that they can get. I mean, obviously they can get whatever set they want, but these sets are more geared towards them. But without further ado, here are the top 10 18 plus sets or adult sets of 2020. One thing that I would like to point out before we begin here is that I am a channel here on YouTube, which means that I make content like this all the time. In fact, I make these top 10 LEGO set videos very often, and if this video, interests you, then consider subscribing and, hitting that bell so you don't miss out on my next top 10 LEGO video. And there are actually prizes if you guys can get me to 1,000 subscribers. But with that out of the way, let's get right to the content, and today I'm going to count down from 10 to 1, that way you have to wait until the end to see, the best one out there. I know I'm so evil, but you have to wait until the end to see what is, in my opinion, the best 18 plus set of 2020, and we're going to start off right here at number 10, which is set number 75277, Boba Fett. This set costs $70 and comes with 625 pieces. This is not the cheapest set on the list, however, in my opinion, this is the least exciting 18 plus set that we got this year because it is kind of just a helmet. Like, I understand that this is a really cool display piece, especially for those in the 18 plus range, but in my opinion, this Boba Fett helmet is kind of just okay in terms of what else is out there for 18 plus. But I mean, it did deserve to be on this list because the build looks really nice, it looks really accurate, I really like the look of this helmet. It definitely is the best helmet that we got this year from Star Wars, which is the reason why I put it on this list. There are no more helmets, this is the only one. I decided to highlight the best helmet of the year because this really was the best one, and it looks really nice. It just, isn't the greatest in my opinion. It's worthy enough to be on the list, but not worthy enough to be really that high at all. And moving on now to number 9, which is set number 21324, the 123 Sesame Street. This set comes with 1,367 pieces and costs $120. Now the reason why this set is on this list is because it is a really nice looking build, it has a lot of cool characters, I think it's a really fun idea, and I thought it was a really good one to make it through LEGO Ideas because sometimes things like that don't really make it through because sometimes LEGO just has a hard time acquiring the ability to make a set from such a popular theme. But they were able to do it with this one, and I think it just looks really good, and it's a really nice looking set. But the reason why it's this low at number 9 is because I'm not exactly sure why they labeled it 18 and up in the first place. Sesame Street has always been something for kids, so why they put it on a very adult appealing box art with the 18 and up mark, it doesn't make any sense to me. Everything about the set is fine, it's just why they make it an 18 and up set. And that's why it's on this list, is because it is a really good set, it's just not an 18 and up set. I mean, how is their main audience of Sesame Street going to be the adult audience? I mean, obviously LEGO knows more than I do, but at the same time, why? Sesame Street is for kids, not for adults. But I would still recommend this one if you're into Sesame Street because it is a really nice looking set. It's just not an 18 and up set, but I feel like I should still put it on this list because it is a good set. Next up at number 8 is set number 75294, the Bespin Duel. This set comes with 295 pieces and costs $40. Well, this at least used to be a $40 set. They made very little of them, so very few people were able to get their hands on them, and the people who did, well, a lot of the people who did are now selling them on eBay for over $100. And while this set really isn't worth that $100 in my opinion, it is a really cool set, and I feel like it should be on this list in terms of that, $40 price point. And I thought it was a really fun and really nice set. It just kind of stinks for the people who didn't get it. But at the same time, that's kind of why it's on this list and why it's higher than Sesame Street and Boba Fett, is because it's a really fun, exclusive set, and I thought it was a really good idea what LEGO did with it. And it's definitely one of the best 18 plus sets of 2020. Next up at number 7 is set number 42115, the Lamborghini Sion FKP 37. This set comes with 3,646 pieces and costs $380. Now keep in mind that because this is an 18 and up set list, there are a lot of big gigantic sets on this list because the big gigantic sets are what LEGO are trying to sell to their adult audience. The first 3 are really the smallest 3 out there, bar a few others, but I didn't feel like it was worth mentioning the rest of them because most of the really good 18 and up sets are, well, the really big ones. And believe it or not, this Lamborghini Sion is actually the second most expensive set on this list, so I really did rank these based off of how I felt about them rather than the pricing itself. And this Lamborghini does look really nice. Like, it looks really cool. The Technic cars are always really awesome, and I want to get one day, but the one problem that I have with this one is how neon it looks. It's weird because like they show you the pictures of it up next to like the actual Lamborghini Sion, and that one's like a really dull green, and this one's like neon. So I'm not exactly sure where they were coming from with that color, but at the same time it does look nice. It's just when you look at the picture next to it, it's like that's not very accurate at all. Another really cool thing about these Technic cars is actually their unboxing experience. I don't know if you've ever seen the inside of a Technic car box, but it's actually really cool, and usually they do something really fun, and they did that once again this year with the Lamborghini. The box art itself looks amazing. I think it's really cool how it's like the hood of the Lamborghini itself, and then when you open it up you can see how those boxes have like a really nice cool looking angle to them. I think that the unboxing experience of this set is one of the best out there. So if you're really into that or Technic cars themselves, then this one is definitely a really good one. But in terms of 18 plus sets overall, this is kind of on the lower end of the expensive ones in my opinion, but that's just, my opinion. Next up at number 6, we have set number 10273, The Haunted House. It comes with 3,231 pieces and costs $250. I personally think that this is one of their best fairground sets that they've come out with so far because it's just a really nice looking building. I really like the stained glass windows, I really like the color scheme, everything about this set just looks really nice, and I think it is a really cool looking haunted house. The figures themselves are really fun, and I especially think that that Tower of Terror thing in the middle is a really cool thing to have. However, the reason why the set is a little bit lower is just because it doesn't have like that excitement factor that you have with some of these other things. And what I mean by that is because it's not really a themed build. It doesn't have any like Star Wars thing to it or like a Harry Potter thing or like a Nintendo thing. It's just kind of a haunted house. It's kind of on the same excitement level as the Lamborghini in my opinion. It's just a little bit higher just because the build is just kind of more of my thing. But I mean, the Lamborghini build could be more of your thing, and the fact that it's Lamborghini could be more of your thing. And it's kind of weird because this is at number 6 and it's a really good set, but there are really 5 more sets that I think are better than this, and I have really valid reasons why they are. I just can't believe that I put the Haunted House this low. That just shows how good their first year of 18 plus sets were. Next up at number 5, we have set number 75275, the A-Wing. This set comes with 1,673 pieces and costs $200. This set was like one of the very first 18 plus sets they came out with this year, and when I looked at it, I was just like, whoa. Maybe it's just because of like that wow factor that makes the set that high on my list, but it also is a really nice looking build, and it's a really nice looking set, and it's definitely one of their best UCS sets ever, in my opinion. That black box art at first just looked so nice compared to now when, they kind of overused it, but at first that black box art on that A-Wing just made it look amazing and impressive and really, really cool, and I just really like the look of this A-Wing. And even though the piece count is a little bit on the low side, it is a really nice looking set, and it is, pretty sturdy and big for the price. Like, it's definitely like priced right in terms of the size. It's not always about the pieces. So if that is your problem with it, it just shouldn't be. Another thing is I actually really like the design of this A-Wing pilot. However, the reason why this is, only at number 5 is because the pilot is just a pilot. There's nothing exciting about the figure that comes with it. It's just a pilot. But overall, I think this A-Wing is a really cool set, and it's definitely one of the best LEGO sets that Star Wars UCS has ever come out with. Next up at number 4, we have set number 21323, the Grand Piano. This set comes with 3,662 pieces and costs $350. And while price per piece is basically perfect for this thing, in my opinion, I think they could have priced it a little bit lower, but the reason why it's a higher price is because this set is filled with power functions. I don't know if you've ever taken a look at the Grand Piano, but it's just really cool, and I think it's a really fun idea. Like, I'd never get it, but I think it's really fun, and I just felt like I had to put it in the top 5. What you can do is you can connect it to your phone and it can play whatever song you want it to, like the keys will move and then, your phone will play the noise, but it's still really cool, and I think it was a really fun LEGO idea set. Like, I think it's one of the best ones that they've come out with. In terms of the build itself, it looks really nice and sleek. It looks exactly like a grand piano. All the black pieces come together so nicely. I think it's so cool how the bench can move, how you can open up the inside. There's just a lot of stuff you can do with the set, and while I would never get it, I would definitely envy anyone who has it because it just looks really cool, and it's a really fun kind of set. Like, it's just really different in terms of what you usually get from a LEGO set. And that's the fun thing about these 18 plus sets, is that LEGO has now opened up the door to a whole new realm of possibilities. But moving it back into the normal type of LEGO set at number 3, which is set number 75290, I'm talking about Mos Eisley. This set comes with 3,187 pieces and costs $350. One of the first things that you ever see when you look at a set is the box art, right? And when I looked at this box art, I was just like, wow, Like, once again, I was like, wow, I just couldn't believe it because I knew it was going to be the black box art, but then I saw it, and then I saw the two suns, and I just saw the coloring that they actually were able to put into the background somehow, and like the reflection and everything. It just, that set box art just looks so cool. This is another one of the sets on this list that I'm really, really, really in love with, and that's probably because, you know, I'm a big LEGO Star Wars fan, but it's also because it's just a really nice looking build. The building is just so nice and gigantic, and it's just what Mos Eisley should have always been from the beginning, and it's just really fun to finally see a gigantic Mos Eisley in LEGO. And the fact that it comes with 7 exclusive figures that LEGO has never made before is a really fun idea, and I think it was a really cool thing that really upped the ante of this set. Because, you know, Mos Eisley is where a lot of those original trilogy characters came from, so that means that there's going to be a lot of the basic characters that you get in a lot of sets are going to be in, but then they somehow made it so you got a lot of really cool and new and really unique figures, and I thought it was a really cool and fun idea, and I'm really in love with that set. This might be my favorite set on this list, however, the reason why it's lower is because the 2 sets above it are just amazing. I just feel like they just had to be higher because they're just really amazing. I just was so surprised by how amazing these 2 next sets were. So let's kick the top 2 off at set number 71374, the Nintendo Entertainment System. And while this set is only $230 and comes with 2,646 pieces, this thing is just a beauty. It looks so real. It looks exactly like an NES. The TV looks exactly like one of those old-timey TVs. I just think it's a really fun set, and I think it was so cool when LEGO came out with it. Because, you know, leading up to it, at first, there were just rumors of this gigantic UCS-style Nintendo set, and people, you know, were excited that it could be a gigantic Mario set. And then they were disappointed when they heard that it wasn't going to be a gigantic Mario set. And then they drew everyone back in, including more people from the outside who weren't even paying attention with this NES that just looks so perfect. Like, I don't even know if you had to grow up with NES to be in love with this set just because of how well LEGO designed it. I was just in shock when I saw it. Like, it just looks really cool. It's a really fun looking set. And I just think it's just like so different than what LEGO has done before, sort of like the grand piano, and it's just a really fun thing that LEGO has started to do, once again, with this 18+ lineup. And at number 1, we have set number 10276. I feel like I just had to put it here because, like, I just couldn't. Like, even though this is the most exciting set in my opinion, I just had to put it here because this set is so massive, and that is the Colosseum. It comes with 9,036 pieces, which makes it the largest LEGO set ever in terms of piece count, and it costs $550. And I mean, just look at it. Like, how can you not put that set in number 1 in terms of the number 1 18+ set of this year? The LEGO designers did a really good job, and it just looks exactly like the Colosseum, and I really like, you know, the little cars around the outside and the trees, and it just shows you just how massive the Colosseum is. And there are a lot of other cool things surrounding the set, like the unboxing experience is obviously going to be a really cool one considering the fact that it's the largest LEGO set ever, and even though it does look kind of repetitive, a lot of people have said that it really isn't. Like, you're kind of building a lot of different things as you go throughout it, and LEGO really did try to mix things up in their instruction manual to try to make this build as exciting as possible. I'm not exactly sure how to scale this set is, but it does look really nice, and it seems like it's pretty much to scale. Like, obviously LEGO cannot be perfect because it's LEGO, but it looks pretty nice and the designers did a really wonderful job. Anyways, that brings us to the end of this video, and I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you found this video, you know, informative and enlightening, but also entertaining. And if you really did, be sure to let me know by leaving a like or even a comment in the section down below, letting me know exactly what I should change next time or what I should keep. That way, you know, I know exactly what to do in the next one. Or let me know what your favorite set was on this list, or what your favorite 18+ set was if it wasn't even on this list. And well, if you really, really, really enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell so you don't miss out on my next top 10 LEGO video. And don't forget about those prizes if you can get me to 1,000 subscribers. But anyways, like I always say, I just really hope to see you in the next one.